So how long should a CV be? Should it be 1 page? Should a CV be 2 page? Should a CV be 3 page? Should a CV be 4 page? Well, there is no right or wrong. However, there are some accepted conventions, and it also depends where in the world you are. So let's start with the UK. In the UK, typically speaking, a CV should be, for a more senior person, up to 3 pages. If you're kind of early in your career, then 2 pages is just about right. A lot of people think that a CV should never be any longer than 2 pages. And this is almost an urban myth. There was some research done actually a couple of years ago, which was quite interesting. It was actually one of the newspapers that did the research, and they surveyed several thousand job seekers and several hundred recruiters. And it was really interesting to see that 83% of job seekers thought their CV had to be 2 pages. Yet 76% of recruiters disagreed and said it could be longer than 2 pages. So there is a massive chasm of miscommunication somewhere along the line. But certainly if you are a mid to senior career person, you're going to really struggle to get your CV onto 2 pages, and you're going to miss out really important bits of information. So amongst people in the recruitment industry and people who hire staff, it's generally accepted that when you're looking for a permanent role, up to 3 pages is fine. If you're more junior in your career, then 2 pages might be perfect. If you're a independent professional, so I'm talking about portfolio career people, contractors, freelancers, interim managers, possibly non-exec directors, then it may well be that you have a 4-page CV. Certainly for experienced interims, it's accepted that your CV may well have to be up to 4 pages long, because your roles that you've done, I'm not going to call them jobs because they're not jobs, are they? They're more assignments, the contracts you've done. You're going to have more of them. So to get more onto a CV, you're going to have a longer CV. That's just the way it is. Now, if we look at other areas of the world, let's take the USA, for example, where it's a resume. Now, in the US, it's okay to have a 3-pager. The PARW and the CPRW, which are the bodies that oversee professional resume writing in the US, actively promote the fact that a resume can be up to 3 pages. However, in our experience, we found that there is quite a movement towards a resume being around 2 pages. If it just tips over onto a 3rd page, no problem, but there is certainly more brevity required for the US market than there is, for example, in the UK. And then you get variations throughout the world. In South Africa, for example, it's quite acceptable to have a 6-7 page CV, although perhaps there's a lot of superfluous information there. But I would suggest, if you were to take a mean average across the world, most people are fairly comfortable for mid to senior career professionals with that CV or indeed resume being onto a 3rd page.